Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new backdrop for Next Goal Wins videos. This is because I've moved back to university and we've got a skyline view of Sheffield for the new videos. So let's start off by talking about tonight's Champions League games. A few English sides were in action. I know they're the ones you're interested in, so let's talk about them first then, shall we? First off, let's talk about the current league leaders, Manchester City. Manchester City played Juventus at home, and Manchester City, it's amazing how poor they are in the Champions League compared to they are in the Premier League. It's amazing, really. It just doesn't correlate. I mean, what they do in the Premier League to what they do in the Champions League, it doesn't seem to make sense. And tonight, that stood the test of time. I mean, they were 1-0 up against Juventus at home, a team that got to the Champions League final last year, losing to Barcelona, and Man City went 1-0 up them. A Chiellini own goal. It looked like it could have been given to Company at the start, but eventually was given as a Chiellini own goal. Then, you know, they can't hold on. That's the problem with them in Europe. They don't seem to be able to hold on. They're 1-0 up, Chiellini own goal, and they managed to hold on for 13 minutes, but they can't seem to do it in Europe. See, it's like a default problem. People blame Mancini, people have blamed Pellegrini, and I just don't think it's a managerial problem. I think it's a problem with the side. They don't seem to have it in them in Europe, and it doesn't make sense, because like I said, they can do it in the Premier League, so why not in Europe? And then 13 minutes later, the goal comes, inevitably. Mandzukic, one of the best headers in the world, he scores the goal. Great goal by Mandzukic, but City shouldn't be conceding those goals. From Soul interludes, 10 minutes later, they concede again. Morata, the man who scored a lot of goals leading up to Juventus' Champions League final run last season, scores a massive away goal in the group for Juventus. They'll be absolutely thrilled with his 3 points, and City should be distraught with them, because it's a home game. A home game they need to be winning in these group situations, because they want to top this group, they want to go through as group winners, and they're going to need to win games like this, especially at home. Away, it doesn't matter, but at home they have to start winning games like this. It's a problem for them against the big teams. They just can't seem to do it, and it really is a struggle for them in Europe. I'm not sure why. They seem to play kind of a different style of football in Europe, and that doesn't correlate with the Premier League. Like I said, it's really poor from City. Moving on to the other Manchester team who fared no better. Louis van Gaal's Red Army went back to Holland, where Van Gaal's from, played against PSV, the team who Depay came from, and what would happen? Depay scores early on, 10 minutes in, Depay gets the goal, 1-0 up, a nice finish, cutting in. He only seems to score in Europe, but United fans will take that if it keeps happening. But again, as I said, they take the lead and they just can't hold on. A few minutes later, ball comes to Moreno, Hector Moreno, a man who injured Luke Shaw earlier. Shaw with kind of a debilitating injury, it looks like. Looks like he's going to be out for a long, long time. A horror injury, and thoughts go out to Luke Shaw and to the people around him, because it's a nasty thing to do when you're so young, especially after having an injury-stricken season last season. But Moreno, the man who injured Shaw, ironically gets the goal that takes PSV level, and the PSV fans go absolutely crazy. And then, you know, what is always going to happen in a game like that, United were playing well in the first half, concede just before half-time, and then, yes, again, they lose the game. Narsing with the goal, one of the Dutch young talents who's been brilliant for PSV and has been poor for the national team. That's why the national team can't understand why they're not doing so well, because these players like Narsing and Depay do well for their clubs, but can't take that kind of form when they play for their country. So PSV win the game. United, I'm sure, will be disappointed. Van Gaal came out before the game and said he doesn't know if they're going to be able to compete on a Champions League level, but that's unacceptable. The amount of money he's spent, he's been there long enough now, they should be able to compete at Champions League level. They've got enough good players, they've got a better team than PSV on paper, so they should be able to beat them. Outside of that then, let's talk about a few of the other games that happened tonight. Real Madrid, they won 4-0 at home. Guess who scored the goals? Oh yes, it's a hat-trick for Cristiano Ronaldo. One unbelievably disputable penalty which shouldn't have happened, and then another penalty and another goal. And Bale looked like he got knocked in the game, which is a worry, because obviously we know how much of a great player Gareth Bale is to watch. Despite getting criticism from a lot of Real fans, he's brilliant to watch, I think. And it's, I mean, inevitable that Ronaldo was going to score the goals. A hat-trick for him, one for Benzema, 4-0 for Real Madrid, routine. Shakhtar look like they're really struggling. I mean, what's going on in Ukraine with the wars in recent years, it's hardly, I mean, a shock that Shakhtar, who can't train at their own facility and can't live in their own homes, can't compete on a global level like this. But 4-0 to Madrid. Madrid will be really happy with that. Another big side in Spain, Sevilla started off with a brilliant win, 3-0 at home to Mönchengladbach, a win that I'm sure a lot of people won't have expected. Kevin Gamero, player who played for PSG a few years ago, was one of their big signings. He went to Sevilla a few years ago, scored the winner in the Europa League final last season, and he gets the first one at home to Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach have had an absolutely disastrous start to this season. They've been very, very poor in the league, and and obviously now they've been really poor in this European game. But Sevilla have got a good side, and I think Sevilla will go far in this competition. So they go 1-0 up, 2-0 up later, Banega with the penalty. Gamero took the first penalty and scored, but Banega takes the second one and scored. David Banega, a good player, good on the ball, good passer, and like I said, I think Sevilla will be a real threat this year. They take European competitions seriously. That shows from the amount of times they've won the European Cup and the Europa League, the most ever, nearly overtaking Inter last year. So it's massive for them to have done that and get a big win under their belt. The third one came from Konoplyanka, one of their big summer signings. The Ukrainian's a massive signing for him. He's a great player on the attack, usually with Yarmolenko for country, but it looked like he can do it all on his own tonight, get him a goal. And I think that Sevilla will be a massive, massive threat in this competition. Another one of the big teams around Europe, Paris Saint-Germain played tonight against Malmo at home. A routine win, and a routine win it was. It was 2-0. It was Cavani and it was Di Maria with the goals. Di Maria 4 minutes in. Obviously their biggest signing, one of the biggest signings in Europe this season from Manchester United. And look what United let go. Di Maria will come good at Paris Saint-Germain. I said that they shouldn't have let him go. They did. It was a stupid decision. I know Di Maria might not have been happy, but if you can get the best out of him, he's still a world-class player. He scores early on. I know it's only against Malmo, but he scores early on. Cavani, one of the most overrated players in Europe. I don't know how he keeps scoring goals. He scores later on. 2-0. Easy routine win for PSG. Another one of the big teams, again, Benfica. Benfica were playing at home to the smallest team in the competition this year, Astana, the team from Kazakhstan. A really long journey that's going to be for away teams. And Astana put up a really good effort, really, only losing 2-0 to Benfica, and both goals came in the second half, so Astana will be really happy with that. Goals came from Gaitan, Nicolas Gaitan, a player who was touted by Man United for a lot of years, and Kostas Mitroglou, obviously the Premier League failure that we all know about from Fulham, hardly played a minute of football. He went back to Olympiacos last season, again had a really good scoring record at Olympiacos, got this move to Benfica this summer, and it looks like it's paid dividends. He scored on his Champions League debut with them. All is well and good in Benfica. Another game for a Spanish team. Let's go to Atletico Madrid. Played away to Galatasaray in Turkey. A really, really tough tie. Galatasaray good at home, strong at home in front of that partisan Turkish crowd. But Atletico, Diego Simeone plays an attractive style of football. We like Atletico as football fans, as neutrals. They got the job done. Their star man, Antoine Griezmann, 2 goals inside 25 minutes. Does the job for Atletico. 3 massive away points in that one. I'm surprised if Atletico didn't go quite far in this competition. I really think the Spanish teams could dominate this year. Sevilla, Valencia, Atleti, Real and Barcelona can all go really, really far in this competition in my eye. And finally, the team that no one really likes, CSKA Moscow. They played against Wolfsburg, a team that a lot of people do like. They played away to Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg at home, Germany, massive support for them. Their big signing, again, Julian Draxler. They used the money from De Bruyne to buy Draxler. He gets the goal. 1-0 Wolfsburg win. A great win for Wolfsburg on the opening day. Much better than Mönchengladbach there. I think Wolfsburg will do well this season out of the German teams, so the German contingent. I think they'll go far. They have got a lot of good players. It just depends if people like Bas Dost can score goals like he did last season, this season, and convert that form. I'm not sure if he'll be able to take them as far as they'd hoped to go, but quarter-final I think it was a realistic opportunity for him, especially because English teams are so bad in Europe. How can that not help these other teams around Europe? But yeah, Wolfsburg get the win, Draxler with the goal. And that's all for tonight's football in the Champions League. Really, the results you'd expect, apart from obviously Juventus beating Manchester City away, and you'd expect United to get something from PSV away. But all the other big teams have walked away with wins on the opening day of the Champions League. It's great to have Champions League football back. I'll see you again for the next one. Please like the video. Please leave your comments below telling me what you thought of tonight's games, and subscribe to me. I'll see you in the next one.